I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
So guys, Booksmart, this looks like a really fun, cool movie, and definitely in the vein of like the kind of raunchy R-rated type movies that really we don't see enough like female-led ones like that. So tell me about what you guys, like what drew you guys to this. Was it that aspect or was it something else?
Well, first of all, Olivia Wilde.
Easy sell.
Amazing. And also her pitch of the script. When I met with her, she was like, this film, when you're in high school, it feels like war. Like the stakes feel so high. And these girls, they love each other so much and they are getting each other through this war, or what feels like war, you know, like it feels so intense. And I just loved that vision she had for it and the stakes she had for it. And so that was the first thing. But then the script is just a celebration of friendship and a celebration of not judging one another, all through such fun. Like it's so funny and every character gets to have their brilliant moment, and Kaitlyn Deer was attached, so I was pretty excited.
Kaitlyn was in it.
Pretty excited.
Yeah, I read this script a little bit ago, and I fell in love with just the idea of having, you know, getting to be in a comedy that would be a female-led comedy, because it's rare to come across a good script, but then it's also rare to come across a script that is an actually like genuinely funny comedy for young women too. I feel like rarely we're given that opportunity, and I just felt so lucky to even be considered for it. And then I saw it in its sort of earlier stages, and then Olivia came on with Katie Silberman, and they just like amplified it to a T. I mean, the first time I met Olivia, the amount of ideas that runs through that woman's brain is crazy. And also she's a mother of two at the same time, and also doing acting stuff, and also like being the best activist. I mean, she just like her brain is insane, and like the music ideas that she has too for the film, and it came together in such a beautiful way, and I just feel so lucky to be a part of it. Yeah, and to be with Beanie, and you know.
So did you guys know each other beforehand, or
we didn't. We met for the first time with Olivia just a couple of months before we started actually shooting the movie. Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, typically in movies like this, when it's kind of a buddy, you know, pairing, you know, everybody always says, oh, we're like best friends now, you know, we bonded and like all this. Did you guys feel that same kind of thing? Was this an experience, you know, that's like you know, this is a lifetime friendship that you guys forged making a movie like this? Is that
1,000%. Kaitlyn and I almost called you Pup in an interview. We call each other Pup, and I was like, Pup and I, he would have literally no idea what I'm talking about. I'm so sorry. We call each other Puppy. We don't know how it started, but that's our thing. We lived together while we were prepping the movie and then filming the movie. So that was such a kind of beautiful life moment, but also so important to building the trust and ease with each other that I'm really proud of, really resonates, I think, when you watch the film.
It was a cool life moment for me because she was my first ever roommate.
Oh, wow.
In my life.
Oh, that is a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal, but she was the best, and it was so easy. I think she's just an incredible person.
I also, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's okay.
I was thinking the other day, before I did the film, my years-long best friend Molly Gordon plays AAA in the film, who's my character's nemesis. So that was really special for us. But I was talking with her the other day about how it's so special that we'll always have this as like a time capsule. Like I actually really think it would be amazing for us to do something together in the future. And I think it's so special that we'll always have this to look back on and be like, that's when we first met, and that's when we became obsessed with each other, and that's when I remember shooting that scene together after we ate pancakes that morning, and there's just, it will forever be this like moment in time that's captured forever in our friendship too, which is really nice.
So these characters in this movie are not so much outcasts, but they're outliers, I guess. They're kind of like outside the fringe, you know, and they're not necessarily the popular girls or anything like that. But I'm curious, for you guys, what was high school like for you? How did your high school experience compare to your character's high school experience?
I think mine was pretty different. My high school consisted of, it wasn't homeschool, but it wasn't technically public school either, and it was like an independent studies thing that I was doing. So I was, instead of going to school like 5 days a week, I'd go like 3 days a week because I was also working at the same time. But I still got all of the same high school experiences. I went to winter formal and prom and graduation, and I did a speech at my graduation.
didn't know that.
But yeah, I did. But yeah, I think I loved history in high school. I was really good friends with my teacher. I think I had but I was still pretty laid back. I think I am very much like Amy, but a very shaved down version. I'm not as smart as Amy as I think, yeah.
Yeah. I was the theater kid in high school,
All right.
1000%, which was very funny because in the film, Molly, my character, hates the theater kids, and Noah Galvin, who is one of the two heads of the theater department at their school, is also a dear friend of mine from before we started filming the movie, and we would just go nose to nose and just like zingers after zingers. So it was very funny to be like, ugh, those theater kids, because that was very much me. But I went to a high school very similar to the one we have in the film. Actually, I went to a high school in LA where everyone was working really hard and very talented and going to amazing schools. So in that way, it felt really in line with my high school experience. I feel like Molly, my character, is more of my college persona. I weirdly got more like intense on academics in college when it didn't matter as much. I think was when I was able to like relax into it and fall in love with it. Yeah.
So what are some of you guys' favorite like buddy comedies, or just comedies in general? Do you guys like the more like the raunchier stuff, or are we talking like Happy Gilmore type stuff? What do you guys like in terms of comedies?
I think it's all over the place for me. I love Broad City. Love that show.
I took a lot of inspiration from their friendship, for sure.
I mean, I even grew up watching like Lizzie McGuire. We haven't mentioned that, but like the Miranda and Lizzie friendship.
So true.
So good. I haven't
so
mentioned that yet, but it's such a good one that I grew up on watching with my sister. I think
She has
that's
a little doll persona.
yeah. But like I love Bride Wars. Bride Wars is a really good one. I just mentioned Weird Science earlier. I love Weird Science. I love that movie. You have to see it.
I'm
It's
gonna watch
really
it.
it's not
It's
people forget
80s.
about it in the John Hughes list,
Yep.
but it's a good one.
Yeah. It's very odd, but it's very funny.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a classic.
Yeah.
Even just to see Robert Downey Jr. like super young and like as like
So cute in that movie. He's really cute in that movie.
What about you? What comedies?
Bridesmaids, number
Bridesmaids, great.
1 through 1,000.
Classic.
But I just watched Miss Congeniality the other day. I just watched Spy the other day. I mean, like, this sort of iteration of female-led comedies, I think, have been so amazing. I also grew up watching musicals and musical comedies, so, all of the greats, like, I was in Hello Dolly on Broadway. That story is so amazing and also led by a woman. So those are the ones I tend to sort of go towards. But Miss Congeniality, man, is worth a rewatch because I was peeing my pants the entire time.
So what's next for you guys? What are you guys doing next? I mean, you have this great, looks like it's going to be a breakout indie hit, like, good one for you guys, good one for Olivia. What's next for you guys? You guys chasing comedies, dramas, TV? What's up?
I would like to do a Western at some point.
You'd be amazing.
I want to do a Western because I did Justified, but I want to do like a proper Western film. Yeah, that was one of my
Such a great show.
favorite shows I've ever done, hands down. Well, I have a show called Unbelievable for Netflix coming out that Toni Collette and Merritt Wever are in, and it's about a girl who was accused of lying about a sexual assault, so that'll be a really important one to be a part of. But yeah, I think I'm just like focused on having fun with all this Booksmart stuff right now. I don't want to miss out on any of it because it's so fun being with Beanie here and in Vegas. Don't want to miss out on Vegas.
No, of course not.
Totally. I had a really fun guest arc on What We Do in the Shadows on FX, so that's on right now. So that was really fun. And then 3 days after we wrapped Booksmart, I was in London doing this incredible film written by Kaitlyn Moran, who's beloved in the UK, that is based off of her novel that is loosely based on her life. So I'm playing a fictionalized version of this remarkable woman, excuse me, and it's all about her life. She grew up in a very impoverished town in the middle of England, and she became a rock critic in London at 16, and it's all about that journey of hers, and this sort of persona, pen name she takes on, and kind of writes her way out of her town and into a new life, and the journey she goes on in finding herself. So
awesome. Hey, thanks so much, guys. I really
So
appreciate
nice to
it.
meet you.
And I just noticed you guys both have the same Booksmart
We do.
necklace.
Yeah.
Caitlin and I had them made for Olivia and Katie for our wrap gift.
Oh, really?
And then we were like, we need them too. So
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Since we started shooting.
That's awesome. That's kind of like the Lord of the Rings people getting their tattoos, but less, everlasting.
True. I'm allergic to ink, or I probably would get a Booksmart.
I want to get one. I think I'll get one.
If she gets one, you have to.
I'm allergic. It's not
But-
my fault.
You have to figure something out.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's ingrained in your skin. I love tattoos. I would totally do it, but I think I would be.
we
it would
don't
be a
want
bad
you to
sitch.
die
I know.
for
Yeah.
it.
No. It was so nice meeting you. Thanks for having us.
Mace, listen, it is very important that you keep the safety. Oh!